Speaking of big fuckers like that, who would you say is your hardest fight you've had, MMA? Or is that giving
Uh,
him too much credit? You don't wanna say that.
oh, I don't know. Hardest fight? Scariest fight was probably fighting Thiago
He's a
Santos.
scary motherfucker.
Because I remember thinking about going up to, because I used to be middleweight. I used to think
Yep.
about going up to light heavyweight. And then he was like a big reason I didn't want to go up because I was like, there's people like that. And he's terrifying.
Did he I haven't watched that fight in a while, but remind me, was he throwing those nasty leg kicks when you fought him?
He's throwing the body. He's got that good, like from Southpaw, so it's that hard liver kick. I
Mhm.
remember the first kick he threw, like first round, he threw a big liver kick and it hit his foot, hit my elbow. And I was like, I just knew that would have hurt him. And I was just thinking, hope that stops you from trying to fucking kick my body.
Dude, I don't know, do you remember when he fought, John Jones and, like, tore
Yeah.
both of his ACLs in that fight? I still thought he won that fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I I did one of those like little oblique side kicks to his knee in my fight.
Uh-huh.
And that's not really like a move I'm good at. And then I kind of thought, am I just going to piss him off? And is he going to go, like, am I just going to
Yeah.
make him angry trying to kick his little shitty knees? And is he going to skits out at me?
Do you remember when Whitaker, was fighting Yoel back to
Hmm.
back and he tore his leg Yoel tore his leg in the first fight, and so then the second fight, he kept aiming for that same knee that he
Yeah.
hit before? Maybe it's something with you guys, you Aussies, you just wanna break people's legs.
Break the legs.
You said you had one boxing match? What was that like?
It was during COVID times. I had like 2 MMA fights cancelled. I couldn't, everything kept getting shut down. And there was a boxing card in Tasmania, where I'm from. And I just got offered a fight for a Tasmanian title.
Mhm. Do you like boxing? Is that something you think maybe you go back to before you're done fighting?
I have thought about it. I liked it a lot more than I thought I'd like it. I started with boxing when I was 16, I was doing boxing, and then 17 started doing MMA.
Dude, there might not be a better time to get into boxing these days. I feel like anybody with a fucking YouTube channel can now just create their own promotion, book their
Yeah.
own, production and get into it. Did you hear Paul and Joshua got announced? What's your take on that whole person at YouTube personality boxing trend that's happening right now?
I mean, it's kind of weird, but Jake Paul's, I mean, he's committed to boxing and he's done a good job.
Mhm.
Like, everyone loves to hate him and loves to talk shit about him, but he's been fighting. He's making money. He's excited. Like, people are tuning in to watch him. Uh, and he's actually got better at boxing. Like, it's not like he's fucking around. He's like actually became a boxer, but, um, like, what's this fight? Is this just to tune in to watch him get knocked out? Because
I mean, that's what I'm gonna do.
I mean, yeah, I'm excited to watch him. I don't know. It's weird.
I think
It's
he's going
weird.
up against, an Adonis and Anthony Joshua. I feel like that's the most dangerous thing he could have ever he was looking for Ngannou. I don't know if you heard about that either, and Ngannou took it as a, "Wait, no, he's not serious. He doesn't wanna really box me," and then he goes and books the guy who knocked out Ngannou. So, I give him credit, man. He's got balls.
Big balls.
Also, though,
Big
to your
balls.
point, when you have unlimited resources, you know what I mean? It feels like anybody with dedication, unlimited resources can find a way to get good at something after a while.
Yeah, well, I think he said he spends like $1 million each camp on his training.
That's ridiculous,
Probably,
man.
probably more now, but yeah, that was like years ago.
Did you think he had the fix in when he fought Tyson?
I don't know, man. That was
It was such a joke, man. It was sad.
They sold it well because I showed Tyson for like 2 or 3 second clips looking fast and mean and powerful. But you can do that once or twice and then you're done.
You think there's any world where you would do something like that in your mid to late 40s? Take a fight, take a boxing match like that?
I think for the right money, you'd probably do anything to be honest. I'd fight
My
anyone.
dad, whenever I talk to him about, like, DJ will be like, he's like, "Oh, what did DJ make on this fight?" I'll be like, "Blah, blah, blah." And he goes, "You could pay me that money. I'll go in there and fight Dustin for, X amount of
Yeah,
dollars." I'm like, nobody wants to see you fat old ass going and get knocked out by a guy half your age, though. So no one's going to pay for
yeah,
that.
yeah. That's the thing. People are like, oh, I'd fight for $1 million. I'm like, but would you fight for 10 years for pretty much no money just to get to the chance to be able to fight for $1 million? That's the thing.
If you had kids, would you Would you encourage or discourage them from getting into the game?
Hard one. Um, Hard one. I've got a kid in, yeah, I've got a kid on the way actually.
Congratulations, brother.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
amazing, man.
Very excited. That was kind of one of the main reasons moving back to Australia was to start a family and be around our family. Yeah, so that's exciting. I haven't really publicly announced it yet, but here you
I
go.
appreciate you sharing that with us, man. That's awesome. Congrats to you
Uh,
and Paris, dude.
yeah, yeah, we're very excited. But yeah, I think could be. I mean, unless they just want like obsessed over it, I wouldn't encourage them to be doing it.
I
I'd want
mean,
them to train and know how to defend themselves
mhm.
and everything. Like you'd want to teach them, but yeah, unless they're like you could see that that's their passion, then I wouldn't be just saying to do that because
There's gonna be a period though when like that kid's 7 years old, they have their, their YouTube account or they're destroying your algorithm with their YouTube videos and they find old videos of daddy beating people's ass and they're gonna be like, "Why were you so angry? Can I be this angry? Can I do that?" You're gonna have to field these questions.
yeah. Well, we've got my nephew, Paris is his nephew. He's 6, and
Mhm.
I think he is probably going to be a fighter. He loves it. He watches all my fights. He loves it. He just loves training. He loves me holding pads for him. Um,
Can he throw?
he can throw down, and he's not like doesn't care. He like goes up against bigger kids. Goes to our gym, does like a kids class, and
Mhm.
like has zero fear. He's got an older brother, and he'll just beat the shit out of his older brother. Doesn't care if his older brother hits him in the face. He's just like bites down and starts swinging at him.
Hunter, my son, he's like 7.5. He's really dug into football, American football this year. I mean, we practice. Season's been over for a couple months, and we still practice every day that he's here.
Yeah,
And he also watches a lot of the fights with us. He knows that like every night or every Saturday when we get the fights on, he gets like half of the time he gets to just go on his iPad uninterrupted because we're locked in, and then the other half he's sitting there watching with us, and he always gets amped up after all these fights. And his mom used to be like, "I don't know if he should be watching that." I'm like, because he can get a little aggressive after these fights. But then,
yeah.
I mean, I grew up watching this shit. Did you guys have access to UFC when you were growing up? Like, could you see it from Australia?
Man, I don't remember watching UFC. I remember just watching old YouTube like fights of
Hmm.
like UFC when I was probably 16. That's probably when I didn't even know about MMA till I was about 16.
No shit. And you
Yeah.
watched it, and that's kind of what inspired you to get into it.
Yeah, yeah. I remember because I always wanted to, I don't know, I always wanted to do some sort of fighting. Um, I always like watching anything related to that. And I had a boxing bag at home that I used to just go punch. And then I got into boxing. I remember someone at a party saying that they did MMA, and I was like, "There's a gym in Hobart," like, and asked about it. And then next week went to that gym and started training.
That's it. It was that.
But
It was that. That
I was watching Randy Couture highlights and watching Randy Couture beat the shit out of people on YouTube. And then this guy at a party was talking about it. It's like, what, you can do that? It's like,
is
you can
he
train
your
that?
favorite fighter of all time?
Randy. I mean, he was one of them. I think GSP is probably up there.
Yeah.
I used to love, that was kind of like when I was really getting in and watching all the UFCs, I was watching GSP just dominate everyone.
I was talking with one of my buddies when I got into watching MMA when I was about 7, 8 years old, like literally like right when it started, the first couple of like UFC 1 through 4. I started watching it. In the States, we had these things called a hot box, right? So it was a cable box that you would pay the cable guy like $100 and he would give you all the free channels and it was illegal. So we would watch all that shit for free on pay-per-view just because it was on and we didn't know what it was. And this was back when
Yeah.
they were still headbutting, guys were wearing shoes, beating the shit out of each other. It was an insane time.
Yeah.
What did you make of that card if you caught it at all last weekend?
It was exciting. Yeah, all the fights up into the 2 title fights were exciting anyway.
Do you get to cross paths with JDM ever, or does he lives in Western Australia, I
Yeah,
believe.
Western Australia, I haven't met him actually before. I've met most of the I met lots of the Aussie guys, but I haven't met him before. But it was rough. Yeah.
It was rough for him. I was really hoping that he'd win that. I picked him to win. He just didn't seem like he fought the same fight as he did against Bilal, who ironically was training, I think, with Islam and Habib for his fight against Jack.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I thought he'd do better, but Islam, I don't know. Does it just say how good Islam is, or did he have a bad night? It's hard to tell.
When you're in the cage like that, can you tell before the bell rings if it's gonna be a good or a bad night? Like, you know how you're gonna perform, or is it just something that happens real time?
I think real time, because sometimes you can feel like it's going to be rough. Sometimes you feel amped up. It's hard. Sometimes you just feel flat, but
Mhm.
then you can still go out there and make it happen.
Is it ever the case when, like, because you hear the commentators during the fight, right? It'd be DC, whomever, John Anik, they'll be like, "That kinda woke him up." Is there ever a time where you're like, "Yeah, I got cracked, and that woke me up, and I started fighting better after that," or is that complete bullshit?
I remember not like getting cracked. I remember early fight, like not, I was just, I don't know, I was not pumped up for the fight, and I was looking over the cage, and this guy, his name's Campbell. He's actually might be about to get in the UFC now, and he was just looking angry and mean and just jacked up, and I was just like, I don't want to be here. I was just like, fuck, I don't know. Can we do this another day? Um, and he came out and he took me down, and I was on my back. And the like fight before that, like he took the guy down and just started like dropping elbows and knocked him out with elbows. And I just remember thinking like, shit, he's going to elbow the fuck out of me right now. And then I was just like, fuck, I better do something. I better do something. Ended up moving and catching him in a triangle, like a guard, and he postured up to try and hit me, and I caught him in a triangle straight away.
It's so weird to hear you say that because I feel like you're so known for this very aggressive, just, guns a-blazing fight style, and then to know that, like, there's points even while you're fighting like that where you're not feeling like you're there, you're not pumped up for it. I mean, it's gotta be so much more mental than physical to be a fighter, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, going back to like fighting, 2 or 3 times a year compared to other sports where you might compete every weekend or multiple times a week, especially early on in your career, like learning what mindset works for you, or
Mhm.
like how amped you should be. Like